If you're divorcing or nearing divorce, one of the most stressful money questions is, am I going to get taxed on this? Because taxes can quietly change the real value of support, and that can impact what you can afford. How you negotiate, and what life looks like after everything is final. So today we're going to clear up two things, whether alimony is taxable and what could be called maintenance. But here's the deal. This is where most people get confused. Alimony tax treatment depends on when your divorce or separation agreement was executed. A lot of people have an old information stuck in their heads, like alimony is taxable to the recipient and deductible to the payer. That was true at one time. It used to be true for many agreements, but for many divorces today, especially agreements executed after 2018, alimony is generally not taxable to the recipient and not deductible to the payer at the federal tax level. So when someone asks me, is alimony taxable? My real answer is often, it depends on your agreement date, and sometimes whether it's been modified in a way that changes the tax treatment. So we really need to look at your situation. That's why it's important not to assume you know the rule based on what your friend experienced or what you may have heard years ago or what you saw online without checking the details of your situation first. And here's why this matters so much in divorce negotiations. When you're discussing support, you're not just negotiating a number, you're negotiating what your monthly life can actually handle. You're negotiating what will hit your bank account, what will cover your housing and your bills, what will still feel stable 6 months from now when the dust actually settles. Even though child support isn't taxable, it still needs to be structured in a way that supports your real cost, especially when expenses shift. Kids' needs may evolve or support eventually changes. And when alimony is involved, understanding the tax treatment helps you make smarter decisions about where you're agreeing to, what you're agreeing to, and what trade-offs you're actually making. This is exactly where I come in as a certified divorce financial analyst, and my role is to help you move from I think this will work to I actually know what this means for my life. I help you translate the settlement into reality, what it means for your monthly cash flow, your housing, your insurance, your savings, your debt, and your long-term security. If you're being offered different options, I can run side-by-side scenarios so you can see how each scenario plays out over time. That might look like comparing support versus more assets, keeping the house versus selling it, or taking a lump sum versus monthly payments over time. And then understanding what those choices mean, not just emotionally, but financially. And while I'm not replacing your attorney, or your tax professional, I help you identify the right questions to bring to them early enough that you still have options. A lot of women get blindsided because they don't find out key information until the settlement or the agreement is basically done. My job is to make sure you're seeing the full picture sooner so you're negotiating from clarity instead of from pressure. And one more thing before we wrap up. One of the biggest mistakes I see is assuming the rules are universal and permanent. They're not. Another mistake is focusing only on the support number without really mapping it to a realistic monthly plan. A settlement can look fine on paper and still not work in real life if it doesn't align with your true expenses, your income, your benefits, and your long-term goals. So if you're divorcing or nearly divorced and you're asking, Is this settlement really workable for me? Or am I about to agree to something that hurts me financially later? That's exactly what I can help you with. If you want personal support, you can book a complimentary divorce clarity call with me, and we'll walk through what you're being offered, what questions you should be asking, and what you need to feel clear and protected moving forward. And if you're not quite ready for that one on one support yet, you can also join my divorce workshop virtually, where we break down the decisions you need to make, the numbers you need to understand, and how to protect your financial future as you move through this process. And for those of you thinking bigger picture, especially if divorce has you rethinking long term security, you're also welcome to join my retirement workshop, because divorce doesn't just affect your monthly budget, it can impact your timeline, your investment strategy, and the plan that helps you feel financially independent long term. If this video helped, I hope you'll subscribe, because I'll just keep breaking down these divorce money decisions in a practical, simple way that protects your peace and your future. See you next time.